Is Cosmos the next Solana, and can we pull off the resurrection miracle? If you think back just a few years ago, a lot of people were really grave dancing on Solana, saying that it's dead and will never ever recover. This was after FTX collapsed and SBF was basically sentenced to jail, and he was one of the biggest promoters and contributors to Solana prior to that in the 2021 bull run. But Solana managed to pull it off, not only because they have very, very strong leadership with Anatoly Lilio, who is leading the Solana Foundation as the president, but also this whole concept around Solana Super Team, core contributors, very, very simple UX and UI with Phantom Wallet and Backpack, and just reviving the vibes and community and social layer on Solana. That really was what brought them back to life, and now they're actually one of the most established layer 1 blockchains out there, while other ecosystems are struggling. Now, Cosmos is actually coming out of a similar phase ever since the Terra collapse that really left a deep liquidity hole in the ecosystem and also got a lot of people wrecked in the second order effects. After that, we had a lot of infighting. We had no true leadership for many years. We had a lot of internal drama and just very strong misalignment between core contributing entities, which was all fragmented and distributed. Well, now we have new leadership that is actually going to implement an ecosystem roadmap, but also a dedicated roadmap for the Cosmos Hub and Atom, making Atom a true interchain service provider and the Internet of Blockchains. Mac, who is one of the two CEOs, the co-CEO alongside Barry for this new leadership, this new organization called Interchain Labs, also said that 2025 is the year where applications become sovereign, interoperable layer ones with IBC v2, aka IBC Eureka, which is going to connect Cosmos chains natively to Ethereum and EVM ecosystems. So Mac really is pushing hard on that. And I think with this new leadership in place, this is the first step, the most important foundation where we are restoring good vibes, trust, and also a cohesive roadmap for the Cosmos ecosystem, but also specifically for Atom. Well, one of the flagship chains that actually did exactly that, moving from an application, a highly successful application on Ethereum, to launch its own dedicated app chain in Cosmos, is Dydx. When they did that move, that meant a lot of changes organizationally, but also when it comes to the Dydx token, which now in its new role for securing an L1 has a very different kind of utility. And remember that staking your Dydx means you're securing the network, but in return, you're not getting Dydx tokens, but instead you're getting native noble USDC, currently at a 3% staking APR. And as that token utility went through many iterations, the tokenomics is also going through a couple of iterations. And the latest adjustment that just passed on-chain governance is the implementation of the first ever Dydx buyback program, which means that 25% of Dydx net protocol fees, remember this is denominated in USDC, will be used to buy back Dydx token from the open market. The buybacks will take place once every single month, and the rest of the protocol revenue is distributed as follows. 40% is going to Dydx stakers, 10% to the Treasury subDAO, and 25% to Megavolt, which is basically the Dydx on-chain market maker, where you can also deposit USDC and earn USDC as a reward, which means that 100% of protocol revenue is shared within the Dydx ecosystem. Chris, who is the CMO at Dydx, also further expanded that this buyback program is coming at a crucial time with new products like spot trading, which is very exciting, multi-asset margining, and EVM support is on the horizon, with the integration also of IBC Eureka, which means that Dydx is also going to be closer aligned with the Cosmos brand and ecosystem, which is very, very good and refreshing to see. Another chain and project that is aligned with Cosmos, at least on a technical layer, because they are a full-on Cosmos blockchain, is Nillion. And I'm proud to formally welcome Nillion to the Cosmos family, because their mainnet just went live yesterday, and the NIL token is trading at around 82 cents, which implies an 820 million fully diluted network valuation. And currently, the staking APR is set at 34%, which is pretty decent. Only around 20% of the NIL supply is currently circulating, which means that the circulating market cap right now is less than $200 million, which is, I think, a very, very fair start. And eventually, if the bull run comes back and there will be a privacy season, which I truly believe that one day will happen, and we're also returning to fundamentals, that means the chart would probably look quite beautiful, to be very honest with you. So that's good to see. Also, big congrats to the Nillion team. We got in touch with them around a year ago, and I know how hard they've been working and hustling for that day. But I also know that the work also just continues now. Actually, really begins, because now there will be a lot more requests inbound and interaction and engagement that the Nillion chain went live, and also the NIL token. With Stakecito, we're obviously very proud to not only be a Genesis validator, but also an investor into Nillion. And remember that there's also an ongoing airdrop, which you can find on claims.nillion.com. So if you have played around with the testnet, you might be eligible. Just check your wallet, see if you're eligible. And if you are and you want to keep and stake your allocation, then consider staking with Stakecito. That would be much, much appreciated. Another Cosmos chain that went live a bit over a month ago is Berachain. And the Bera token went up around 12% in the past 24 hours because they had a big launch yesterday. The Proof-of-Liquidity flywheel is now officially live, which means ecosystem projects can whitelist their tokens, their vaults, to also receive BGT emissions. They also shared this blog post breaking down all the reward vaults that were approved in the first batch. And there's a very familiar one for the Cosmos ecosystem, namely Stride, with their STBGT and wrapped Bera pool. And as a network validator with Stakecito and also Proof-of-Liquidity participant, we at Stakecito directed over 70% of our BGT emissions to the Stride pool because we're fully Stride aligned. And that pool, by the way, is currently generating 104% BGT APR. And you can also play around here and see which walls are earning the highest APR on Berachain's PoL. And maybe you'll find some gems here or some bags that you're holding that you can put to work for you here on Berachain's new PoL. Now, at the Cito Zone, we're also excited to publish a new format. Cosmos Insight is your weekly deep dive into Cosmos data, everything from market caps, IBC volumes, DEX volumes, DA usage from Celestia, IBC transactions, stablecoin issuance, and many, many more things. You can find that all here in our newly launched Cosmos Insights Twitter thread, but also it will be made available on our website, cito.zone. Give this a like. Hackmos from my team has put in a lot of work to make this and to share this here on Twitter. Also wanted to share that all Cito Plus members are getting a dedicated airdrop by a project. This is the first for us. So far, we received whitelist slots for Whale Shark NFTs, Omi NFTs on Mantra, and now we're also getting a dedicated token airdropped to our Cito Plus members, which is great to see. And also just saying that, yeah, they love that Cito is Cosmos aligned, and Cito Plus members are just very, very happy about it. So consider joining Cito Plus if you haven't yet taken a look at it. It is on our website, cito.zone. On the top right, you'll see Cito Plus, and then you find more information. Hackmos from my team at the Cito Zone, product lead at Cito Plus, who also landed this deal, also made a quick tutorial on how you can claim that airdrop. So if you are a Cito Plus member, then you probably already claimed that. And for everyone else, because this airdrop was also for Hackmos stakers, then you might also find this tutorial relevant. Then if you are a developer, you are more than welcome to join our Hackmos Hackathon this year. We're actually going to implement a big change compared to the previous years, because in previous years, Hackmos has only been an in-person hackathon. Well, this year, we're opening it up also for remote participation, starting on October 1st, and then ending it during Cosmoverse at the Cosmoverse conference venue in Split, Croatia, where we'll have a dedicated Hackmos lounge with a co-working zone. So even if you start hacking remotely, you can still come to the conference, finish your project there, maybe with your team, ask questions and get insights directly from the teams that you're hacking on and hacking with, and present your project also in person at the conference venue, which is preferred and recommended, but not mandatory this year. Cosmos itself will take place from October 30 to November 1st. and this time we're just merging both events for the in-person experience. Our co-host, as always, is Berachain, the most established and experienced player and team in that field. We've been working with them since 3 years and are very much looking forward to do it this year again. So the call to action for now is that if you are a developer and you want to participate in our hackathon, then you come here, you click on our Hackmos newsletter, and then you'll be redirected to our brand new Substack. You type in your email here, and then you will be notified once we have more information about tracks and bounties and all those kind of things. To wrap it up, some quick news. Kinto, a new project that is launching on Celestia, the modular exchange, has tweeted a Mammoth, which might imply that they're doing an airdrop for Mammoth NFT holders, which would be amazing. Then we have Lotus, which is a exchange built on Mantra chain, and they are potentially also doing an airdrop, maybe for stakers, maybe for OMI NFT holders. So we'll keep an eye on that. And finally, also Buyback, which is a meme coin on Mantra, is going to have utility, or how Token Sherpa calls it, meme-tility, burn tokens, mint NFTs, earn USDC. So that is a very interesting concept. Buyback is a meme token by a project that is called Pice, I think, and based out of Dubai here as well. And they have basically tokenized motorcycles and vehicles, and eventually this will also be tied to the Buyback meme token. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. As for Mantra and the airdrop itself, we're still waiting for updates, and as soon as we have them, Cito Plus members will be notified in real time, and everyone else here on this channel once I'm doing the next video here, which is coming soon. And I also want to get back to making more videos. It's just been super hectic in recent weeks, also with customers preparations, and I've just spent 2 weeks in Europe, in Serbia and Croatia, to meet some people, other event organizers, but also to finalize on-ground venue choice and basic logistics. But there's still a lot of work for Cosmos as well. Anyways, that's all for today. My conclusion is that yes, Cosmos will be the next Solana, in the sense that it will pull off the resurrection miracle and will be front and center, and probably one of the most talked about technologies and ecosystems in crypto, at least at some point of the cycle, right? Which means if at some point in the cycle, we will have a dedicated Cosmos season. That's my personal belief. We'll see how it will play out, but I'm very, very confident in Cosmos. After so many years of infighting, drama, and down only, I think that eventually Cosmos will make it. And we also here at cryptosrus, the Cito Zone, Cito Ventures, Cosmoverse, Stakecito are fully Cosmos aligned, and we're more bullish and excited than ever. I'll see you here on the next video. Until then, stay safe and be good.